Go further than ever with the Discover It Miles card. They automatically match the miles you earn end of your first year. Limitations apply. Discover.com/travel for new card members only. Every Monday at this time, we go back to Thursday night. Every NFL game can be described in 3 words. Here we go. Steelers, Browns, out of control. That's the story of the season. Myles Garrett is Cleveland. Cleveland is Myles Garrett. Blame whoever you want. Myles Garrett's out for the year, suspended indefinitely, and they're going to need him, their best defensive lineman, against Lamar Jackson later and Kyler Murray, and they won't have him. This, to me, is the irony of the Browns season. What we've said all year about Myles Garrett is what we've said all year about the Browns. Man, they're talented. Man, they're undisciplined. And I think this eventually is their undoing, and they won't make the playoffs. They'll miss Myles Garrett. Cowboys-Lions, Dak's team now. First Cowboy to pass for 3,000 yards in the first 10 games of the season. He's absolutely getting better. It's funny. We understand that basketball players get better. You know, they come into a sport and you're like, yeah, they grow. With quarterbacks, we're like, all right, this is what he is. No, not really. He's getting better. You can watch him at the line of scrimmage. Leads the NFL passing yards, 3,200. Season high yesterday, 404 passing yards. I mean, look at that throw right there. Sorry for our radio audience. That's like a big-time throw. That's like a 25-yard dart down the field. He's really playing well, and he's got the leadership stuff I love. Falcons-Panthers. Got Cam's number? Yeah, Kyle Allen. He's got 9 picks in 4 games. You know, I said a couple of weeks ago, he feels like a transition piece, but I watched the Green Bay game, and I watched this yesterday. You know, this is why he didn't play a ton in college. He's a good distributor. He's got some strengths. But Carolina's got way too good of players to come home and get destroyed by Atlanta. And let's see what they do with Cam Newton. It should be noted, Cam Newton in the current quarterback market is a bargain. He's making like $18 million a year. Mahomes is going to sign for 40. So you don't have to. I don't love Cam, but at that price, Cam's worth $18 million, no question, in this league. Jags, Colts. First place Colts. AFC South. They're 3-0 in division. I think they're very well coached. Jacoby Brissett is back. I don't feel you get the roller coaster you do with the Texans. So, you know, the Colts have always owned Tennessee. This is a very good team. I think their ceiling's low, but they're in a position now. Jacoby Brissett, rest of the way. Schedule, I think, works in their favor. Texans-Ravens. W-O-W. Wow. 6 straight wins for Baltimore. 34 points a game. Biggest loss of Deshaun Watson's career. So we've seen Baltimore unravel Seattle in Seattle, dominate New England at home, and this puppy was over in about 8 minutes. So and it's not just a Lamar story. It's a defensive story. That's a nice throw right there by Lamar. That was kind of an eye-opener. If your eyes weren't open against Belichick, your eyes had to be open there. Bills, Dolphins. Playoffs, I guess. And Buffalo 7-3. And they're 3 games ahead of Cleveland. You start looking at the numbers here. I think the Raiders are far more captivating. And I think Houston's better. But you start lining it up here with Buffalo, and they don't turn the ball over. They've had 1 turnover since October 1st. They play good defense. They're well coached. They don't turn it over. And I think that recipe gets them into the playoffs. Broncos, Vikings, still don't trust. And come on, Minnesota ran for 37 yards. They're 1-2 against teams currently that would be in the playoffs. They fell behind 20-0. I like the roster. Kirk Cousins feels like the greatest statistical game manager in league history. That's how it feels to me. We came back and won. You fell behind the Denver 20-0 at home. Come on. You can't do that. Saints, Bucks. Back on track. Speaking of turnovers, Saints kind of found their way yesterday. Went back to a little more of a power running game. Previous week, Drew Brees threw 45 times. Kamara ran 4 times. The run-pass ratio was all messed up. Saints they're a power running team. They don't throw the ball down the field. And yesterday, they went back to what they sort of are. Hand the ball to Kamara, make smart throws, get it to Michael Thomas. Jets, Redskins. Only I watched. Sam Darnold was great. 121 passer rating. Listen, Darnold has a terrible throw every Sunday. 1 just awful throw. Back-to-back weeks, though, with a bad O-line, Sam Darnold's looked very, very strong. Cardinals, Niners. Exciting, but sloppy. Jimmy G had 2 picks. They fell behind 16-0. Kyler Murray, second time in 3 weeks, does give San Francisco problems, but give Jimmy Garoppolo. Whitlock doesn't like him, but again, he engineered without George Kittle a game-winning drive late. You got to give him credit for that. They came when it mattered. They delivered, but it was sloppy. Bengals, Raiders, silver and back. 3 straight wins. Derek Carr's completing over 72% of his throws. Gruden is conjoined with the fans. It kind of works. Josh Jacobs, Derek Carr, all their draft picks offensively work. Richie Incognito comes over. He works. It's a real thing. You can feel it. They got the Jets next. They'll win that game and have a 4-game winning streak. Patriots, Eagles. Philly, not special. Eagles have failed to throw for over 200 yards in half of their games this year. Once Deshaun Jackson got hurt, they have no deep threat. Just Philly's got no explosive, dynamic playmakers on the outside because of the Deshaun Jackson injury, and you saw what you get with them on display. It's a lot of 7-yard curl patterns. Cross your fingers with Nelson Aguilar. Bears, Rams. Remember Todd Gurley? Yeah, 133 all-purpose yards. Offensive line on the interior played better. Listen, he doesn't look like the Todd Gurley of yesteryear, but he was good. He was effective. He's always been a good receiver. I thought Jared Goff had a little extra time, didn't play great. They didn't have all their weapons. Robert Woods was out. Brandon Cooks was out. But it's a win. Chiefs, Chargers tonight. Time to elevate. Mexico City, 7,200 feet in the air. Chargers went to Colorado for 5 days to train at 6,000 feet. Kansas City, mad at the league, did not. I like the Chargers with an upset win tonight. Kansas City's lost 4 of 6. What do we say tomorrow if Mahomes loses? What do we say tomorrow if Patrick Mahomes loses? We're done for today. The Herd, speak for yourself, coming up next.